y'all knockers really spreading this wave, man. Yeah, man, we're gonna get you know, real China-y, you know, talk about some China. China, by Florida, you know what I'm saying? Because here be much gold in Florida. Oh, here's Ptolemy's India. Yeah, that's America. This is America, right? Because this is a map. This is a map of America and the way to China as men believed it to be when an old pilot showed it to King Henry VII in the year 1500. So if we got Florida right here, Barbados, right? And we pay close attention. Antarctica's popping off. Now, this Antarctica could be a part of South America, you know, that they're calling Antarctica at the time. Either way, there ain't no cap on Antarctica's chest bone. You see all types of mermaids. You see dragons, fire dragons in Florida, man. Land unknown, Greenland, all that. And you see China, right? The Great Khan just chilling. Great Khan of Cathay, Great Khan of China. So don't play with us when we know where Asia is. We're going to get into some Moorish conversation. And before we get all moored up, before we moor up the place, I want us to see our dragonfly perspective, our orientation. Has nothing to do with Morocco here or Morocco there or whatever you want to call it. This is Cathay, man. This is India Superior, all right? We building a foundation on something real simple. This is the superior India. This ain't the home of Atlantis. Even if Atlantis was here, it's still not the home of Atlantis. That's why Atlantis ain't here no more. Because you tried to hijack indigenous supreme Nagas in India Superior. You tried to hijack the land of the oppressed Atlantis. You tried to hijack the land of the oppressed pharaohs of Egypt. Oh, but they just moved with permission of the pharaoh. So they got to honor the pharaoh. Guess what, man? Them pharaohs ain't got no jurisdiction in the land of Hawa, in the land of Kaleluz, of the Creator. All this land is Creator's land, but this land specifically the lot of the tribes of Israel. Joshua wasn't robbing you of your lands. Joshua was reestablishing these boundaries, this inheritance for the tribes of Israel. And if you admit that Joshua is real, then you got to admit the tribes of Israel, of Hasharah, are just as real, just as swarthy, all taking place right here in Cathay, all taking place right here in America. So we're going to have an American conversation from the Moorish perspective. Love to the homie GJ. I'm going to call you GJ, man. The homie Ghost Johnson, man. Ghost Johnson popping off, dropped some good drops. So this just ain't across the drop desk. Let's get right into it. We see our orientation. The Chinese sell this ocean, right? We're talking ancient Cathay, the land of Prester John. Now this map is a 1500 map, right? Okay. We're going to stay right there in the 1500s, okay. 1531, right? Orientis Finds map. You see Cathay again. Asia. Florida. Very similar, right? Cathay. China or Asia. And Florida, boss, right? 1500 King Henry Drive. Orientis Finds Drive, 1531. Where's Asia? Seems to be North America, boss. I mean, does North America even exist, or could it be Asia, right? Greater Asia, like Grand Tartary. Yeah, I mean, you know. 1530 or 1561 Carta Marina, Navola, right? Okay. You know. Grand Tartary, right? Asia, China, Mexico. So South America's connecting directly to Asia, directly to Grand Tartary, right? Directly to North America, they call it today, right? Or as we call it, India Superior, boss. Florida. Cathay. Oh, okay. And this is 1548. I told you we'll stay right there. And in 1500s, these 16th century maps are popping off, right? India Superior. Yeah, so when they want to label this Africa, a maxim, and all these things, so that they can feel they have dominion, because the pharaohs that they're under need to feel they have dominion. And even if the Moabite tribes have inheritance in so-called North and South America, or Northwest the maxim, Southwest the maxim, even if Lot was given a lot, that don't give you the entire thing, man. That don't make our land look like this, man. See, this is your problem. This is it right here. Just look at it, man. This is your issue. Morocco, everything can't be Ham and Kush. Everything can't be Ham and Kush for a maxim, for Atlantis. And we're just talking to a Meshika. The Meshi is the Moshe. We're still talking Moses, even if we're talking Pharaoh. Did you forget we're talking Moses? You're going to mention Joshua, but you don't want to mention Moses. Because you know you can't diss Moshe. Not when you Shem. How can Shem be anti-Moses? Unless you rocking that Ham flow, right? Unless you rocking that Canaanite flow. But we know we got our own Canaan or Canaan or Hanan. We talking Anion. We know we got our own Anion, Hanan, Hannah, Lady Hannah, King Hanan. We know we got our own Canaan. So we choose up, you know what I'm saying? We choose our Canaan. So when they saying Canaan, now you saying which one? You talking about Hanan, Canaan, son of Preston, Raja Hirata Chola, the Pandya, Emperor of Soliman, Sylvanus to Texas, we talking Kalelus. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, we got a dragonfly perspective around here in Drop Nation that we've gained over 7 years of digging on this drop, man. And it's published information. We ain't got to go too far, right? So, all right, this is a problem, Morocco. All right, you can't have all of South America ham, okay? You can't have all of North America ham. You dig? This is an issue. This is an issue with us. Where is Shem? We are talking a Mesh Shem, right? A Mesh Shem, right? Where's Shem? Yeah, Atlantis got a lot to do with Greenland, don't it? Look where Atlantis is, and look where Greenland is. And where's Greenland over here, boss? Where's Atlantis, boss? Yeah, boss. All right, so before they moor up the place, I just wanted to get our perspective on Asia is North America. All right, Asiatic, got it. This is Old World, India Superior, Grand Tartary. This is China. This is Cathay. This is the map of America and the way to China, or Kana, as men believed it to be. We're talking Grand Khan. Even after Genghis Khan stole the Khan, we're still talking Grand Khan over here. Khan, 1500s. Yeah, man. You can go to the 1600s, 1620, we're still talking India Superior. Tangu, Cathay, Mangi or Mongol, India, China, Mexico, Florida, right? Huh? You see what I see, right? You see what I see, right, boss? Okay. Okay, boss? Okay, boss? We ain't talking ham, man. But not when we're talking Cathay and India Superior, man. Yeah, boss. We can keep going. I mean, we can get mappy. So when I say where's Asia, I'm talking North America, boss. Let's go. No, Morocco. No, Morocco. Where's Asia? Is Asia ham now? Come on, man. You know what it is. Y'all know what it is. This is what they want us to, you know, this is their perspective, right? That North America's Africa and South America's Africa, and Africa is a maxim, and that's the oldest name of the lands is a maxim. Nah, see, That's from your prophet's perspective, right? Because you want everything under your dominion, but you only move with permissions of the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh to us is a hijack. Atlantis is a hijack. You see the difference of perspective? You cling to Atlantis. You cling to these pharaohs of Egypt. That's why they keep getting destroyed. Where are they now? Where are they now? But you know this great earthquake occurred. You know this creator exists. You know that, but you do as if you don't understand that this is a creator-given land. Not to all black people, but to the tribes of Israel. This is the land of Shem, under Abraham, under Isaac, under Jacob. And you got an issue with Joshua, the Benjamite? Or shall I, Ephraim? I mean, you got an issue with Joshua, man? Hey, you got an issue with the tribe. So on one end, you can't be, oh, this is all one thing, and these white people are trying to reclassify us black people. On the other end, you recognize that these people are so-called black people, right? But then you want to say they're all Moabite and Canaanites. But you recognize Joshua exists, but you act like the seed of Joshua don't exist. All right, man, let's get a little Maury around here. It's about to get real Maury, man, which is real great because Maury means great. So let's get Maury. I mean, you know his name is Hosea, right? So when you got the book of Hosea, we still talking Joshua. God. Hosea, that's talking about that the children of Israel will return to the Creator, return to their land. But you acting like we ain't got no land. The son of Nun, the tribe of Ephraim, Khan, but Moshe called him Yehoshua, right? Today, that's what they call Yeshua, right? JC. But we talking this Yehoshua. The Joshua, they call Joshua the robber. Yeah, they call this Joshua the robber. They're saying him reclaiming the lands for the Creator is robbing them of their dominion under the house of the Pharaoh, as if America is all about the Pharaoh and under the Pharaoh's dominion forever. America is perpetual slaves to Pharaoh, to Atlantis. Is you fucking kidding me? More, y'all gotta stop this stuff. More, you gotta stop this stuff. You can't be great. You can't call yourself more and you keep going with this stuff, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. You want all the lots, all the dominions under Pharaoh, under Atlantis? Atlantis is artificial. Artificial land built under Poseidon, under Zeus and them, under Zeus, right? Under Ham. Ham is Zeus, right? Y'all gotta stop this stuff. You gotta choose your Yehoshua, man. You gotta choose your Joshua. Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, fair use in your caboose ball. Now that we got our dragonfly perspective, this from a Moorish perspective, Section 107 Copyright Act provides a statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use, identifies certain types of uses such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and recon.
That's right.
Let's do some research. That's all we're doing. All right, so fair use. Love to Ghost Johnson, GJ. Actually, let's see it. Ain't easy. Let's talk about it, man. Top 9 secrets revealed by the Moorish Broadcast Archives. All right. Let's go. MW2 Maxim. This channel's called a Maxim. Go dig on it. And again, this ain't no, it's all respect. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you can't keep Xing us out, and we ain't gonna say nothing. You know, we as indigenous people of India Superior don't have to be Moroccan. We don't have to be Moabite, Canaanite, Ammonite, Jebi. We could be the tribes of Joshua. We could be the tribes of Ephraim. We could be the tribes of Moshe. We could be the tribes of Benjamin. We could be the tribe of Judah. We could be the tribe of Levi. This don't gotta be mythological, yet you still say you come from Abraham. Is Abraham a myth? So how are we a myth? How do you just take all dominion from us and say Pharaoh's good. They're going to make this point. Pharaoh's good. See, he gave us land. He gave you land. You're a different tribe than the tribe of Israel. Don't y'all get this? Y'all can't keep going with this fork-tongued trickery, man. The spell is over. You're still hiding under the Moorish shield. You don't want this government to cease. You want to use it still. You want to use this dominion. You still want to put the children of Israel in captivity. That's why you don't want to give them back their identity. You want to claim to be Hebrews, but you want to act like Joshua the robber is some type of fake lineage. Joshua the robber must be a robber. Nah, man, this is the Joshua that stopped the sun in its tracks while he annihilated the hijack. Stopped the moon from moving. Stopped the waterfalls from flowing. Parted the Jordan River so the tribe can cross on dry land. And you want to front on this Joshua? It's a Quetzalcoatl, the rainbow dragon, the bow in the sky. We're talking Quetzalcoatl. Let's pop off, man.
Presenting to you another segment of the teachings of our prophet and leader, the great prophet MW2. I am your host, Brother E. Braswell Bay, and we have with us this evening our distinguished guest and brother, the brother P. Davis Hill. And this evening we're going to have a conversation on one of the many chapters that the prophet MW2 put together in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. One chapter in particular is Egypt, the capital dominion, the capital empire of the dominion of Africa.
So when they talk Africa, just code word, I'm simply speaking in forked tongue. Sometimes they refer as Africa, you know it over there. Other times they are talking about the land right here. Because yes, there's an untold and sort of a hush-hush history about the Moors. That's like a big secret. Truth is, the Moors were the original or the aboriginal indigenous inhabitants of North South, so they gotta have everything, right? This is their trickery to have all dominion under this Moorish flag. Are you black-ish? Nah, man, you ain't black at all, right? Are you copper-ish or are you copper? Are you smart-ish or are you smart? Are you strong-ish or are you strong? Are you more-ish? Are you great-ish or are you great? You better make your mind up. We're talking to the Muans over here, man. Not the ishes, man. So when they talk Africa out their mouths, just remember, to them, you're in Africa. To us, we know we're in India Superior. In Spanish, in Dios means in God, in the Creator, in Hawa. You know what I'm saying? These are the people of Hawa, Promised Land. They're fighting over the Promised Land, and they got to keep us asleep to fight over this Promised Land so that they can have dominion. Notice he slipped out and said dominion first when he mentioned Egypt, and then he started talking about Africa, and we know that Africa is America to them. It's just Northwest Africa. They say you from Northwest Africa, like Nigeria and all that, right? But this is Northwest Africa, Manaka, because Africa is all these lands, because everything is America. For Hamikush. Oh, you better stop the play. You better cut it out, man. Does North America even exist? Now we talking Cathay, huh? We talking Cathay. Yeah, boss, we talking Cathay. Kapongo is Japan. So Japan's over here, China's over here, India's over here. So what's over there? Well, if this is an Indian or superior, there must be an Indian inferior. You know what I'm saying? If there's a superior, there must be an inferior. This is India superior, there must be others more inferior Indians, and the people found in superior India must be the tribes of the Creator. And we don't have to call ourselves superior. We know Deuteronomy 28, we the head and not the tail if we keep the code. If we don't keep the code, you can run us out. You can call us black. You can say we more-ish, right? We went from being great to great-ish because we out of code. You don't get no greater than the code because the code put you in the image, the frequency of Hawa. Remember, you're created in the image, but you can choose up and choose down. You could be created as a great, but you made choices that were not great, right? So now we're making great choices by keeping the code. Like, oh, I'm going to back it up so you can hear that slip when he talks dominion, when he brings up this Pharaoh, right? Let's go.
This evening we're going to have a conversation on one of the many chapters that the Prophet Noble Drew put together in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. One chapter in particular is Egypt, the capital dominion, the capital empire of the dominion of Africa. You know, Brother P. David Seal, the Prophet Noble Drew, when he put this chapter together, he put so much wisdom in this chapter that being a member of this organization, I find out something new every day, you know. I understand from my readings and study, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the Prophet Noble Drew was divinely guided by Allah alone himself. And the chapters that he put in effect in this Quran, like this chapter in particular, has divine wisdom in it, and it stretches back with the history of our people over 10,000 years, or you might say over 50,000 years, and that is a long time. The Prophet Noble Drew, enough cannot be said about this great man and his works, particularly bringing us knowledge of ourselves. You know, and today, Egypt seems to be a very exciting topic amongst our people. What do you think about that, brother?
Well, first of all, let me say that it's always a pleasure to get together with Moorish American to discuss the Prophet Noble Drew and Moorish science. Is always a revelation. Yes, the coming of the Prophet Noble Drew to us here in North America marked a milestone in the journey of this race.
I agree.
Of this nation. It marked a...
Now, this nation is not Israel. I just need to be clear. We're talking tribal. They're talking Moab, Canaan, you know, they're Canaan. Ammonites, Hittites. They're not talking Israel. Okay? So-called Israel. Yasharala, all right? So, Israel never had a prophet outside of Israel. Israel got Moses. You did? Israel got Jah. You did? Israel got one shepherd forever, King David. This is their enlightenment. They got put on before Israel because Israel was still under the punishment of Deuteronomy 28, being out of code. They started getting their, you know, stuff together in terms of their unity. And then anybody who wasn't awake, they would slide them up under there as more ish and build their numbers up. But probably they knew who the bloodlines were. And those people that are still in those, you know, groups, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if they got hated on, you know what I'm saying, on the slumber, you know, on the under, if their superiors know who they are. You know, if they're Israel, will they ever, you know what I'm saying, get promoted to whatever, you know, their top rankings are, if they know that these people are Israel? Or will they only promote the Moabites? Will they only promote their own bloodline? This is their internal stuff. I don't know. But come on, when they talk nation, they talking prophet, they're not talking us. You're seeing another nation of people that look like you popping off with their wise prophets and wisdom. And now we're going to call Cappadocia on something that they claim to be standing on as foundation. That you don't exist. That this is all under the dominion of the Pharaoh.
A milestone in that in the history of our people here in North America, prior to the coming of the Prophet Noble Drew, they had not been in contact with divine guidance, with one who was divinely prepared in a long time.
So they ain't been in contact with nothing divine for a long time. They're not talking you, they're talking them. Let's go.
and they had lost the knowledge of their divine origin. They had lost the knowledge of their divine rights, of their identity, their birthrights, even their citizenship rights. And so the coming of the prophet Noble Drew Ali to us here in North America made it possible for us to reconnect with our divine origin, with our divine rights, our natural rights, our citizenship rights.
Citizenship, come on. I mean, we talking about this current government. And even though they want to go back and blast into the past, they're not talking about Hawaii's divine situation. They're talking about their connection to Atlantis, their connection to the pharaohs of Egypt, their backing of this, 1776 Declaration of Independence, their backing of this, current, I'm saying, this whole system, this whole setup, they found their place. He reminded them of their place in it so that they can start to, come up, so that they can start to, change their statuses and get certain hookups, get certain perks, understand that they really are who popped it off. But this ain't got nothing to do with the biblical code, with biblical inheritance, with heritage, and true divinity. This ain't, when they say divine, they ain't talking creator. They're just saying that they are over the hijack. They want to remind, even though they're the hijack, they want to remind these new hijacks who the first hijack was. If that makes, what I mean? Even though the Pharaoh Atlantis, all this Confederacy, Psalms 83, all these treaties of pieces and friendships and, treaties on Tecumseh, treaties on the Chickamauga, treaties on the indigenous American Hebrews, treaties in blood that's on their hands because they didn't side with their brothers against the invaders. They made treaties of peace and friendship with the invader. But they want to remind this invader that they're the first invader. That Pharaoh, that Egypt was the first invader, so we have dominion over the new invaders. I'm saying we breaking it all the way down,
birthrights. And the chapter that you mentioned, the chapter in the Holy Koran entitled Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa, is one of those great truths that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali came here to teach in order to set the record straight. Oh yeah, because there had been so much misinformation about Africa, about the people who are of African descent, and particularly about our people here in North America.
Dang.
That's interesting too, brother, because if you notice I think it's the first verse in that chapter, it talks about the first inhabitants of Africa. It talks about the fact that old man Cush was one of the first inhabitants of Africa. Now, from our studies, we understand that Cush is synonymous with Egyptian. Is that true, brother? I mean, have you heard something like that before? Yes, but even before that, in the very first verse of that chapter, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali sets the record straight by saying that the inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. And anyone who has read any of the old records, the old scriptures, particularly the Bible,
okay,
in the Bible, it's stated that the people of Canaan, that Canaan being the son of Ham, who was supposed to have been cursed, you see. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali makes it clear that there was no curse on Canaan. And it's very important that our people understand that they were not cursed.
You think Canaan wants to admit that they were cursed? Canaan, if you weren't cursed, then where are your things? Where's your stuff? Where's your empire? I'm not talking about on paper. I'm talking about where's your gold? Oh, behind the scenes, maybe you got it behind the scenes. You know, maybe that's what they talk about with the boule flow. I don't know, man, but where's your where's your paradise, man? Man, when they talk Africa, are they referring to Kush over there? Since they're saying Ham is over here. Come on, Morocco, we try to figure this out. So this Kush being synonymous with Egypt, they say. And then you got Canaan over here in the Middle East, man. Saudi Arabia. All right, we're trying to see the Moorish perspective, man. We got our own dragon flitter, and this ain't it. Ham and Kush, Ham and Kush. Let's go.
By Allah, whom some people refer to as God. It's extremely important that our people understand that. Another thing that is important that they understand is that Africa, the name Africa itself, is a name that was given to the continent by someone else who was not African. The original name of the land is Amexem. How do you spell that, brother? A-M-E-X.
Right.
Got a technical background? Become a software engineer.
It's all good now, man. You know, it's all respect, man. It's like they're kicking, you know, what they've, you know, grown to consider their divine science, their divine philosophy, their divine truth. They're quoting the Bible selectively, right? But you can't quote the Bible and then say the children of Israel, who the entire Bible is about from beginning to end, even if you include Revelations. You still got the 12 gates being opened at the end for the 12 tribes to go into, the 144,000 coming out the 12 tribes. The 12 tribes still are in play, even in the New Testament ending. In the Tanakh, you know what I'm saying, we already know. That's the moral to the story. That's Ezekiel. I mean, that's the moral to the story. It's the two cross sticks, Ezekiel 37, coming together. So you can't quote the Bible and ignore the two cross sticks, and that's the northern and southern tribes of Israel that's been scattered and sold and betrayed by our own brethren, cousins, whatever you want to call it, tribes that are also considered black, that stopped considering themselves black a long time ago, while we kept considering ourselves black. And the ones that got recruited into these science temples now consider themselves Moorish. Not Ephraim, not Manasseh, not Naphtali, not Judah, but great. You know they're talking tribe. Too much confusion. They just gonna say
Curse on Canaan. And it's very important that our people understand that they were not cursed.
You think Canaan wants to admit that they were cursed? After helping them conquer us, that means you help them conquer yourself, man. Come on. Make it make sense, man. Capital.
That is the first true and divine.
Man. So this Kush being synonymous with Egypt, they say. And then you got Canaan over here in the Middle East, man. Saudi Arabia. All right, we're trying to see the Moorish perspective, man. We got our own dragon flitter, and this ain't it. Ham and Kush, Ham and Kush. Let's go.
By Allah, whom some people refer to as God. It's extremely important that our people understand that. Another thing that is important that they understand is that Africa, the name Africa itself, is a name that was given to the continent by someone else who was not African. The original name of the land is Amexem. How do you spell that, brother? A-M-E-X.
Right.
Got a technical background? Looking to go remote and get
right on time.
become a software engineer in 10
Right. It's all good, man. You know, it's all respect, man. It's like they're kicking, you know, what they've, you know, grown to consider their divine science, their divine philosophy, their divine truth. They're quoting the Bible selectively, right? But you can't quote the Bible and then say the children of Israel, who the entire Bible is about from beginning to end. Even if you include Revelations, you still got the 12 gates being opened at the end for the 12 tribes to go into, and the 144,000 coming out the 12 tribes. The 12 tribes still are in play, even in the New Testament ended.